Lecture 6. Sensations and Physical Objects. In this lecture, we will examine whether the children can understand that sensations are subjective qualities and are not contained in physical objects that cause these sensations. Next, we will carry out a thought experiment with the aim of helping the children to understand subjective nature of sensations. The aim of the dialogue was to find out whether the children understand that sensations are subjective qualities and do not belong to physical objects that produce these sensations. Thus, fire does not contain warmth, it contains temperature, and red paint does not contain redness, it contains chemical composition of molecules. Question 1. If you can see a red pencil, and I tell you that you have nothing in front of you, would you agree with me or not? Question 2. If other people, your friends, parents and grandparents, told you the same thing, would you believe them? Question 3. If you were told, okay, you can see the pencil, but this is nothing but your imagination. There is no pencil in front of you in reality. Would you believe it or not? Question 4. And if you burned your hand in a fire and it hurts terribly, but somebody told you that it didn't hurt, would you believe them? Question 5. And if you were told the following, it does hurt, but in reality there was no fire and the pain simply imaged in your hand on its own, would you believe it or not? Question 6. Look at this red pencil in front of you. The child is shown a red pencil lying on the table. Can you see it? Tell me please, this redness of it, where is it? In the pencil or in your brain? In your eyes? Question 7. You know, there are people whose vision is damaged and they see this red pencil as being colored green. If you and such a person were looking at this pencil, it would seem red to you and green to the other person. What color is it really and truly? Question 8. Let's imagine that a certain radiation permeated Earth from space, and all people but you have had their vision changed by this radiation, so that they see the pencil as green and you see it as red. What color is it really and truly? Question 9. So, can you tell me, where is the color? In the pencil or in your brain? In your eyes? Question 10. And what about the heat that comes from the fire? Where is it situated? In the fire or in your brain? Aversion, in your hand. Question 11. Tell me, if you pricked your finger with a needle and your finger hurts, where would the pain be? In the needle or in your brain? Aversion, in your hand. In their answers to questions 1 to 5, all the children confirmed that their sensations of color and pain are unquestionably true. All the preschoolers and part of school children, excluding 13-year-olds, are sure that the sensations of redness and warmth are located in the physical entities that produce these sensations, in the pencil and in the fire, and not in their brains or minds. Our attempts to put this view under doubt, questions 7 and 8, failed to change the minds of the majority of children. As the graph shows, almost all of the children localized the warmth in the fire. But even the majority of 5-year-olds could understand that the feeling of pain is different. It is in the human skin or brain and not in the needle. The aim of the thought experiment was to help the children realize that sensations are subjective and not objective qualities. Children were asked to imagine that some lethal radiation permeated through the Earth's atmosphere from space, and all living creatures on the Earth, people, plants and animals, died. Next, the children were asked whether they thought that the redness of the pencil, heat of the fire, and pain would remain or disappear. Almost all of the children answered that the redness and warmth would remain, but pain would disappear because there would be no one to feel the pain. We can therefore conclude that the majority of the children were unable to separate subjective sensations from physical objects that cause these sensations. However, the illusion that sensations are stuck to physical objects is not universal. The sensation of pain is free from this misperception. All the children aged 11 and 13 years believe that the sensation of redness too is a product of our minds and sense organs.